All right, back in the studio kitchen on this Food City Friday. Once again, joined by Kirby Moir. Always fun when Kirby comes to see us, and she's cooking today. She's got the stovetop going.
Yeah, we're trying some new things today. We're mixing it up, and we're still talking about some of those sustainable brands you can find at Food City. And I talked about Organic Girl, big hype girl for them. I also love this brand. It's definitely maybe a little bit out of our comfort zone and kind of more pushing us to explore some new things. It is called Barbecue. It's actually out of Cornelius, North Carolina, and it is a smoked plant-based meat alternative.
Okay.
Unlike sometimes what we see in this meat alternative category, which are made out of maybe some, I don't want to say synthetic, but they're supporting their protein by adding in some things. This is a really maybe what we would call clean label.
Okay.
It is just sweet potato and whole soybeans. So unlike what we see some of those derivatives, it's just going to be straightforward. And then they're just using some seasoning, some spices. It is phenomenal. You'll find it in the frozen department.
Okay.
And what I also love about this is how quick it is to cook. So you just put it in your fridge, let it thaw overnight, and then in a heated pan, which we're gonna hope we have enough heat over here this morning, you're gonna add about 2 to 3 ounces of the barbecue. And it looks very similar to like a shredded barbecue. And because they smoke the sweet potato and the soybean, it's actually the largest plant-based smokehouse in the US. Right there in North Carolina, we really get that rich flavor.
So this is truly like a sweet potato in here.
I'm gonna let the camera see that. This is sweet potato and soybean, and it is the exact texture. This is great too if you're looking for quick meal solutions. I mentioned this with Chris. You don't have to be vegetarian or vegan to enjoy these.
Yeah.
Deciding to eat a meat alternative doesn't mean you have to stop eating red meat. It doesn't mean you have to completely change. You can kind of try to incorporate a little bit of mixture there. And again, don't be afraid to explore some of those new foods. So it does seem like, there we go, we're getting a little bit of heat. What you need to do with this, heat it for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then since we're kind of making a taco bowl today, that's our little theme, I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of pepper and onions.
Nice.
And I did use our shortcuts this morning.
I love those.
We're making it quick, we're making it easy. And then I use a Mrs. Dash salt-free taco seasoning to add a little bit of flavor in here. Now there is some seasoning. I use the Carnitas barbecue today, so there is going to be some flavors and some seasoning in that, but it is still a low sodium option, which is great.
How'd I do?
Thank you, Chef Amy. Yeah, I love this.
Trying a little bit.
So again, this, unlike meat that has to really cook for a long time, it's only going to take about 3 minutes. So until you notice that it does have a slight color change, it will crisp up a little bit. I've experimented with this in quesadillas. I've had it in a breakfast wrap with some eggs in there. So again, you can mix and match that. I've also fed it to my husband without telling him we were eating.
Did he know?
He got a little curious. He was like, what did you flavor that with? But he did clean his whole plate, and he's now enjoying barbecue.
See?
Yeah, so a little
way.
That's right.
Every once in a while, and then he can go have his other barbecue another day.
Exactly. And the good news about this, we're still getting that 10 grams of protein per serving, and then it's going to be filled with fiber. So once this starts to heat, I've used my bowl over here with some Organic Girl greens. Oh, and I forgot, I missed this important.
Oh, we gotta have some beans.
It wouldn't be plant-based without adding in some beans. Amy knew it was coming.
I knew.
So that's a 3 blend bean option, which is just gonna give a little bit of texture, more fiber in there. This all is just gonna go over your cooked or your raw greens.
Okay.
And then we can kind of finish off
with some of your, and we are almost out of time, Kirby.
Yep.
So we're finishing off with our.
And I would say the only other things, if you want to go full plant-based cheese options that we have, there's such a variety. I love this Vegan Valley. It's also from Tennessee. It is a cashew-based cheese alternative you find in our produce department. And it is fantastic. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So just step out of your comfort zone a little bit, try some of these things and incorporate them. Kirby, great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
And happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day, everybody. We'll be right back.